Hello and welcome to Rasmussen College's Paralegal Resume Example and Video. I hope after this short video you're able to have a better understanding of what hiring managers and lawyers are looking for in paralegal resumes today. At the top you'll see first and last name in bold and in a larger font, usually between a 16 to a 20 font is what I recommend, followed by a much shorter font below for the rest of the resume. Below the first and last name you'll see the city, state, and zip, followed by the best phone number to reach you, then followed by a professional email to use when contacting and reaching out to you to set up interviews. Below the contact information and name, you'll see the professional summary. Now, this professional summary is different than in years past when oftentimes an objective statement was needed with a full title objective. In those days, it was all about what you were looking for in the company. So I would see anything from educated professional looking for a dynamic law firm where law, education, and expertise will be put to good use. It's no longer acceptable to do that, so in this section and in this professional summary, which is untitled, you will actually list out everything that you have and that you bring to the table in order to entice that law firm or company to invite you in for an interview. So this is an important section to list off your education, your prior experience, whether it's been in law or not, so all of those transferable skills that you have and things that they would be looking for in that company or law firm for your legal role. So again, you can Google more about this and different statements out there, or work with your career services advisor to fashion a more subjective and personal one for you. Below the professional summary, you'll see the education section. It's important in this section to list out the full name of the degree, so Associate of Applied Science in Paralegal Studies, followed by your college, in this case Rasmussen College, and then listing off anything else of importance down below Rasmussen College. So, for example, in this case, they were on the Dean's List and they graduated with a 3.6 GPA. Across from this, you'll see flush right the date that they graduated. So in this case, September 2013. It's all the way flush to the right, and you'll see down below as we go through the rest of the resume, all the other dates align with this down the right-hand side of the page. Below this, you'll see the relevant coursework section. This is an excellent section, especially for those that are breaking into the legal field that have yet to have any true legal experience, where you get a chance to list off all of those courses that you excelled at and that you know. It also creates a great chance to include all of these legal buzzwords so that your resume may pull quicker, easier, and go to the top of a pile based off of many of the classes that you've taken. So for example, this individual took legal writing, law office technology, family law, and many others, and this is a great subsection of this education section to include, oftentimes especially for new college graduates. Below that, I find it very important, especially for paralegals, if there is an additional interest in becoming a certified paralegal, to list a certification section here. You'll see here that this fictitious individual has sat for the NALA paralegal certification exam back on January 5th, 2014, and that they're anticipating results this upcoming March 2014. This section and this certification is not necessary for employment, but it can oftentimes help in differentiating yourself from all the other candidates that are out there. Certifications like this, whether it's for a paralegal or in any other industry or field, help to show that this individual has the necessary qualifications, education, and background to actually do the job. So again, if that's an interest of yours, you should definitely include a section here, and whether you've taken the exam or, for example, are self-studying for the exam, anticipated to take it on such and such date, you'll want to list that here. Below, I oftentimes also recommend having a core competencies section. This is a great section where you're going to want to list off all of those skills. I often recommend to go through the job description specifically of that individual position and company that you're interested in, and all of those skills that they're looking for, if you possess those, to include those in bullet points here. So for example, in a law office environment, you're going to want to be an expert at Microsoft Office Suite. They have knowledge of LexisNexis and Westlaw, as well as excellent communication skills, the ability to multitask and data entry, things like that. All of this will also help differentiate yourself from the competition and help better show the skills that you can bring to that individual company or law firm. Below that, your professional experience. In this section, you can, in this case, this is a chronological resume, so showing most recent experience on down to last experience. And here is where you're going to want to list off all those positions. Obviously, if you have prior legal experience, include that here. Even if you don't, listing off those positions and then including bullet points that show those transferable skills that you have that, even if it's an unrelated, you can still utilize in a law office environment is going to be important here. The other thing I like to point out, as you can see as we were scrolling up and down through the resume, the bullet points all align up and down the page. This helps create more of a symmetry and it makes it much more easier for hiring managers and attorneys to read the resume. Even the columned bullet points are aligned, as you can see here. And then also on the right-hand side, each date is aligned up and down the page. And again, this is important to create not only a functional resume, which this individual has a great functional resume here, but also an aesthetic. Because recruiters and attorneys and everyone, they can go through tens, if not hundreds, of resumes every day. And so it's going to be important to make it very easy to get the information they need to see and find out about you so that it creates that teaser that gets you in the door for that interview. So I hope you found this short paralegal resume video helpful. Of course, if you have additional questions, you can reach out to your career services advisor for more personal and subjective help. Thank you so much and have a great one.